Let's start with Unit 2, a recap of classic complexity theory, NP completeness. And let's jump right in. So we'll probably just get into some of the definitions for today. I'll give you a bit of a motivation first. That really should be easygoing. And then we'll try to be very careful in defining what a computation is and what the models of computation are that we look at. And then we can define these classes P and NP. There's an alternative characterization that I want to touch on, and then we get into the actual business of NP hardness and reductions. As in all the module, we'll start with some computational problem, which is always of this form that you're given some input and you're asked to produce a certain output. And it turns out that some of these questions just seem to be hard nuts. They seem not easy to solve, at least not quickly or in the usual sense. So always exact and correct and efficient in a specific definition. And here's this example that I brought up before, but let's define it properly. The traveling salesperson problem has as input a list of cities. These are just some identifiers. The real input are all the pairwise distances. So just a big matrix of the distances between any pair of cities. It's n times n minus 1 because it's really without the diagonal, right? The diagonal is just 0. The distance is there. So it's the distance matrix between those cities. We don't make in the general case any assumptions about these distances. That is important. It does not need to be symmetric necessarily. It doesn't need to be a metric. So it doesn't need to reflect the usual assumptions on distances. It could in general be arbitrary numbers in these entries of the matrix. And then the question is, can you find a shortest round trip? Formally, it's a permutation of the cities, and then so I'm just going to write this as SI1, SI2, and so on up to SIN. So the S1 up to I1 up to IN. These are the integers 1 up to n. I'll write this shorthand for the first n integers. So that's a round trip. That's a weird round trip. I'm just listing the cities, but you're supposed to imagine you go through the cities in that order and then you return back to the first one. And so the cost of such a permutation would be summing up the distances that you travel. So you go from city ij to city I, that's the first mistake, ij plus 1, say. Now I arrived at city Sn, so I have to go back. So that's the last summand that was missing. Now I've closed the circle. Okay. So to formally specify the problem, you would have to write it a bit more like this. On this first introduction slide, I didn't do it. Later on, I will. That's the way to make it clear. Now, it seems we don't know how to find the best possible round trip in any meaningful way in this general case. No such algorithm is known, where efficient means polynomial running time in the input size. Again, we'll come to define this formally. So it seems there is no efficient algorithm for this, but that might just be us being incompetent. Can we prove that there is no such algorithm? As you may know, no, there is no proof that there is no such algorithm. The only thing we can do is give strong evidence that supports this hypothesis, but we don't have a proof. If that sounds like not a very strong day for theoretical computer science because it can't answer that question, we can do something. And that's this picture again, as you've seen before, right? We can at least point to the fact that we can prove that it's as hard as some other problem that nobody solved. And how do you do this in complexity theory? I'm staying in this, I'm getting hungry now, but I'm staying with nuts. So that's a macadamia. They're not to scale, right? But if you put them next to the same size, you couldn't see anything of the macadamia. But have you ever tried to crack a macadamia with the shell? They're incredibly hard. Like there's no way, with a normal nut cracker, no chance, right? You need a special screw-in thingy. And then even then, you often end up with the whole nut squished together with the shell. Well, that's me at least. So this is standing for an even harder nut than the cocoa nut, okay? The idea in complexity theory is to compare problems with respect to the hardness of how complex they are to solve. And so we start with an old problem where the conventional wisdom is that it's not easy to solve. And we try to find a new problem, or we have a new problem where we don't know whether it's hard, but we try to find some comparison. We'll denote it by this less or equal p for polynomial time reduction. Again, we'll come to it. The intuitive idea is if A is known as to be a hard nut and B is at least as hard as A, then, well, B is also a hard nut. Okay? And in complexity theory speak, we would say A is NP hard, which means that probably there is no efficient algorithm for problem A. Then we would show this property, which means that B reduces to A. And you can read this less or equal as hardness. So B is harder than A in this specific sense, which means that's basically the definition of this less or equal. If there's an efficient algorithm for B, then there is an efficient algorithm for A. It's this implication. For the experts, that's a slight lie because we're usually doing Karp reductions, not Turing reductions. Yeah, come back to that. But if we take these two things together, like in the picture on the left, we get that B is NP hard. And that again means probably no efficient algorithm for B. That's the picture you should always keep in mind. And in particular, you should use the picture to memorize what the less or equal points, in which direction it points. And you reduce cracking one problem to cracking the other problem. You reduce B to A. No, you reduce A to B. Sorry. Okay. What do these letters P and NP stand for? P is the class of problems for which there is a known algorithm that has polynomial time, which will equate with efficient. So what does that mean a bit more specifically? There's an algorithm that solves every instance, every example of this problem P in a time that is polynomial in the encoding of this instance. Okay. And here P stands for polynomial because that's the running time of this algorithm. And it's the same as asking for an algorithm to find the solution. And NP is the class where the name is not as intuitive. It's the class of problems for which we can, in polynomial time, verify if we're given a candidate solution for an instance. Then in polynomial time, we can check whether it's a correct solution for this instance. So we don't check that it's an optimal solution. Say in the TSP problem, we would be given the distance matrix and a specific permutation of the cities. we still have no way of knowing whether that is the best possible round trip. But if you give me the cities and the round trip and ask, is that round trip shorter than some threshold? I can answer that. And that's what this is really asking only for. It's a very weak requirement. So NP stands for historically non-deterministically polynomial. Again, we'll come to that. Intuitively, it's where a non-deterministic algorithm can find the solution. We'll show that these two things, the definition here and this non-deterministic computation, come down to the same thing, even if they at first look different. And so what's this question then? It's obvious that P is a subset of NP. It's most easy to see, maybe for the boxes, if you can solve a problem from nothing, then you can also check if a given solution is easy. You can just forget the solution and basically compute your own. So that's an easy thing to observe. And we think that the inclusion is strict, which means that the two classes are not the same. But again, nobody knows. This is arguably the most important open problem of all of computer science, depending on who you ask, I guess. Some people even include mathematics, because many questions in math are maybe more narrow. But okay, this is let's stay within theoretical computer science. I guess there is no discussion to be had. And that's why these classes are so famous. It's the difference between solving a problem and checking a given solution, which intuitively feel really very different.